Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. When I did a Thunder Astrology reading video, somebody had commented on what I was talking about, the Palanna Devatta. The Palanna Devatta is the planet that is associated with your ability to intend your reality, your subconscious, intend materialistic things in your life, whatever you desire, in in your home or a car, whatever, job, money, things like that. And the commenter was saying that he thought that the Palanna Devata was associated with the lower self, meaning the navel area, the lower Dantian, which in Taoism they talk about three energy centers in the body. These are separate from the chakras. It's the lower, the middle, and the higher. They call them Dantians: lower Dantian, middle Dantian, higher Dantian. That he was talking about. He thought that the Palanna Devata was associated with the lower Dantian only. I think that's what he was saying. So and I was saying on the video that the Palanna Devata was associated with the upper one, the upper Dantian, and as well as the third eye chakra, because it's your ability to intend your reality. And so he suggested that I ask the Thunder Wizard next time I did a session with him. So that's what I did. I went and asked the Thunder Wizard about that, and I was asking him, is the Palanna Devata associated with the third eye chakra, the upper Dantian, or is it just associated with the lower one? And I actually went a little further. I was asking him about the Dharma Devata too. The Dharma Devata is the planet that's connected with your unconscious, that helps you to expose your unconscious reality to you. And that one's definitely associated with the lower Dantian, with the lower, with the navel area. And I asked him about the Ishta Devata being associated with the normal consciousness, everyday consciousness, which is pretty much your heart area when you're in normal everyday life. And that's your just a planet you look for, ask for advice in your daily life. It's like your best friend. It's been there with you through many past lives. So I asked him all these questions, and he was going into some deep thinking about it. And yeah, he was saying, oh, yeah, it's a good, interesting question, and it's a good way to really look at the Devatas. He was saying that, yeah, he definitely thinks that the Palanna Devata is associated with the lower Dantian, being that it's connected to the dwarf home, which is in the thunder wheel. It's located in the southeast, and the dwarves are located in the navel area. These are they represent your ability to intend your reality, and they obey you, and you need to feed them life force energy for them to really get under your control, get under the control of the elves that are in the northwest. And when you're feeding them things like alcohol and drugs, they can get a distorted view. And this really represents a person who's really disharmonious and out of whack, um, focused on a lot of anger and distraction, distracting themselves with that energy. They're giving the dwarves energy, but they're giving them the wrong kind of energy. When you start giving them this life force energy, when you start doing things like Qigong, and you're giving them that really healthy energy, and you can do a ritual to the elves, the elf rituals where you turn command of your dwarves to the elves, and the elves represent the higher self, the higher consciousness. When you do that, then the dwarves start really obeying, and you really start getting your thoughts sorted out in a better way. Things get under control, and it's not going to happen overnight. This is something that takes a while. I don't know how long it takes. Maybe it's the whole lifetime. You're always being aware of it. You're always in the spiritual warrior state of mind, paying close attention to your unconscious and your body language and your feelings that you have. So yeah, the Palanna Devata is associated with the third eye chakra because it's in the dwarf home. It's in the southeast. The southeast is also connected to the third eye chakra, and it represents your subconscious, your ability to intend your reality. So yeah, he confirmed to me that that's one way to look at the Palanna Devata, is to connect it to the upper self, the upper dantian, the third eye chakra. The Ishtadevata, one way to look at it, is also to connect it with your heart chakra, with the middle self. And the Dharma Devata, one way to look at it, is it's connected to the navel chakra, and it's connected to the lower dantian. So he was saying that because like the universe is a holographic universe, it can represent these different kinds of ways of looking at it. For instance, like when he uses that example of you ask a Hindu, is Ganesha a real god? And the Hindu will say, yes, Ganesha is a real god. And then you ask him, is Ganesha just a reflection of the self? Oh yes, Ganesha is a reflection of the self. So is Ganesha just part of your imagination? Yes, Ganesha is part of your imagination, but he's real too. Yes, he is also real too. So there's these different holographic ways of the universe. Everything is really a reflection of yourself. Everything that you see, everything that bothers you about the universe is something that's inside of you that you need to look at and expose. It's a really deep thought. It takes a lot of energy to really try to put it into words. Sometimes I feel it and I'm trying to grasp how to explain it, but I don't know, I don't think I'm there yet. Or if you understand me, then you understand me. It is a feeling that you're getting, but everything really is a reflection of yourself. If you find yourself being around people and they're acting a certain way or gossiping or whatever they're doing, and you're getting bothered by it, there's something inside yourself too that you need to look at, because they're hitting something inside of you that represents that feeling that they have. Either you relate to it, you miss it, or you're trying to get over it, or you really haven't resolved it at all. You still want to get over it. You want to look over that. You want to look inside yourself and find those things and not use that state of mind as a point of reference anymore in your life. You want to be aware of it. You go, now I know why I act this way when I'm in this situation. So the Palanna Devatta is definitely connected to your subconscious, to your third eye chakra, your upper dantian. And it's a never-ending process, this whole spiritual warrior thing. Also, about what I was going to say about the Palanna Devatta too, it's for somebody's personal chart. Like, let's say if somebody's Palanna Devatta was Rahu, one of the ways that person can look at Rahu and its connection is through the third eye chakra, through the upper dantian. But also, everybody looks at Rahu as being associated with the lower chakra, with the root chakra, because it represents being manifested into physical reality. It represents having these desires to manifest in physical reality and do whatever you want to do in this life, Or let's say like the sun. If the sun was your Palanna Devatta, one way to look at it is, one way to connect with the sun is through your third eye, through your upper dantian. But also the sun represents the heart chakra, because it represents that true light that shines through us. So so on each individual person, whatever their Palanna Devatta is, they'll be able to connect to it through their third eye. But whatever the planet is, they'll be able to connect to it in the usual way, like Mercury. Mercury would also be being connected with the throat chakra, being that it represents speech and your intellect and your social skills. So there's these different kinds of ways to look at the Devatas. So each individual has a certain way of connecting to it through the upper, middle, lower selves, and also through the usual chakras and energy centers that they're associated with. So that's all I wanted to talk about. If anybody wants a Thunder Astrology reading, I'll leave the link on the bottom, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.